this is my 1966 Poptop Westfalia camper bus. A lot of people ask me if I have my own personal bus, and I do. It's this beautiful thing right here, guys. It took like about 5 or 6 years to kind of get it to this point. For one, it cost a whole lot of money to buy it in the first place. But then when I finally did find one, the guy was willing to take my offer if I made it super simple, so I did. We shipped it down. And since then we put like body work and paint and motor and brakes and interior and even things like the emblem. It's like finding that, you know, and having it like re-chromed and looking beautiful again takes time. The tires, the hubcaps, these windows right here, super duper hard to find and expensive, about 500 bucks a piece, maybe more now, I'm not really sure. But what makes them so cool is that they only made these windows for this model. So it's not like there's a whole bunch of these windows out there that you can buy. You got to find the guy or gal first that has it, and then see if they even want to sell it. And then when you turn them on the inside, they open and close. Watch, come over here, I'll show them. This is what makes it super cool. Look at that. That's neat, right? I love it. I wish all windows open like that.
And that is 500 bucks each.
Yeah, each probably, yeah. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. There's only supposed to be 5, and that last one over there is a solid one. So
because it should have had
because there's a closet that
yeah.
would go there, yeah. So yeah, there's no need for that one. They didn't put one on it on that one. So there was a time when I thought, oh, I'll take those out and put solid windows. No way. So that's really it. You guys want to see the inside?
Sure.
All right. So these they open up like 2 doors like this, all the way. I know the newer, like not the newer, but the later model buses, they slide open. The split window buses, like you see the 2 front windows in the front, that's a split window. Buses like that, they're gonna open this way. They're gonna open like that. In here we kept it super simple. It did have like real bulky camping gear, which is great, but not useful or practical at all. I mean, they're like 60-year-old stuff, so it didn't really, looks great, looks cool, but didn't really serve a purpose. So we put a new aftermarket Z bed in it that will pull out to a full bed, super cozy, comfortable. The back has a cushion, so it'll lay out like a full bed. We pop up the top, go to the beach. We're about 20 minutes from the beach, so that's always nice. And just a clean floor, easy to sweep, nothing too crazy. It's a very simple car, like being that old, these are super simple. Like the door panels are simple as can be. It really is a motor, transmission, tires, and brakes, and like 5 wires. That's really it. Speaking of the motor, if we go to the back, that's where a lot of the chunk of money went in a way. Because,
well,
you know,
besides buying the bus.
Well, yeah, besides buying the bus, the second thing was the motor, the transmission, the brakes, the electrical, all the mechanics of it was like the second biggest investment. And then third was probably the paint in the body. Because they're old, they will have like rust in certain areas, so it just takes time and money to get those things fixed. It's common. If you want a classic car, it's gonna have rust, especially if you want a bus, because the way they design them, it's like they have these areas that just hold water and they'll get rust after a while. So this, although it looks like a stock 1600 motor, very stock, it's actually not. It's like my sleeper bus, because it'll like blast off and you won't even know it. You could even look at that and be like, that's a 1600 motor. No, it isn't. It's not. It's a 2 point something liter, 2180, so almost a 2.2 liter motor. If you think about what's a 2.2 liter motor, like a Honda Civic, a Toyota Corolla, they even have like Subarus that are 2.2 liter Subarus. So this is up on par with that. A lot of upgrades to it to get it that way. If you were to take it all apart, you would see the insides, the cam, the crank, everything top of the line, as tight and big as you could get it, and still staying practical. We even kept the original, not original, but stock carburetor. Looks stock, but it's not. If you take this thing apart, the jets are bigger. Everything's like kind of honed in to get more fuel. The best of fuel economy with the most power, if that makes sense. So we could put a larger carburetor in it, but then now we're gonna lose a little bit of fuel economy. We'll get more power for sure, but we'll lose fuel economy. And I like it this way. It's got a lot of power. Enough power to push this thing along like no problem. You could even tow something with it. That's how powerful it is. The transmission, also upgraded. It's not the stock transmission anymore. There's no way that motor and that old transmission would work. It would blow up the transmission. So the transmission's also bigger to be compatible with this like 2.2 liter motor. A lot of upgrades, guys, but it makes it fun. The first one I had was a 1600 motor, all stock. It was very fun, but at the same time on the freeway and things like that, a little scary when big rigs trucks pass by or you just don't have enough power. So when I got this one, I was like, I wanted to make sure that it's on par with a modern car in a way, besides not having air conditioning and like, you know, some of the new things that cars have. But as far as like taking off and staying up with traffic when you want to, this bad boy right here. And that's my personal bus. Manual transmission bus. That means that you got to manually move that thing around and get it into gear. It's a very common thing on an older vehicle. Not so much now. I don't even think they make manual transmission buses anymore. I think now they're called like auto stick, where it just does it for you, which is basically automatic. So I don't understand the lingo, but yep, old school.